Hey YouTube, what's going on? I'm Levashin and welcome to another video on my channel. On today's video we're going to talk about super important subject, which is how we recognize and we avoid bad clients. And I'm not talking about those slightly uncomfortable working with clients, but I'm talking about the type of clients that will make you regret every second that you didn't go to law school and you have decided to become a photographer. And I wish someone had taught me to recognize and avoid those bad clients back when I was starting my photography business, because in a few moments some of you will fall back into your chair and say, shit, I had a client like this and it was hell. So without further ado, let's talk about our first horrible client, the small job guy. Now the small job guy is really easy to recognize, and I think it's the one that disgusts me the most, because it's that one type of clients that try to diminish the work that you do and make you feel like you're just a photographer, that you're just doing an easy job. And you'll usually hear from them stuff like, yeah, it's only a few photos, it's a small job, we only need you for a few hours, and the purpose of all of those things is just to get a lower price. And it's actually a trap that meant to make you feel like you're doing a small job, an unimportant thing, and you're just taking a few photos and you shouldn't charge as much as you want. And whenever you hear the words it's just a small project, a few photos, you need to understand that you have only two options. The first one is to decline the client and move on with your beautiful and nice life, and the second one is just to double the price, because this project is going to be hell, and I promise you that. Don't fall into the trap of the small job guy. There is no small project, there is no few photos, there is always a big hard work. And by the way, these things are happening not always because the client wants to trick you or to fool you or to get a low ball offer, but it's sometimes because they just don't know how much time and effort it takes to take out a good photo shoot. So once again, if you hear the word small project, few photos, you better walk away or take a double price. The second type of clients you should be totally avoiding working with are the you can trust me guy, the we need no contract guy, the you have my word guy. Now this type of client is definitely the most dangerous to work with. They don't want to make relationships, they don't want to establish proper communication channels, they don't trust you, and all they care about is just to have the opportunity to walk away if something goes wrong. You don't want to make business with people that are searching their way out before they got in. And for me it's just a big no-no. I just don't work with people that are not willing to sign a contract. I don't care how much money they are paying, because I'm not willing to take the risk of not getting paid when things go wrong and shit hits the fan. And I will forever choose to lose a client over working without a contract. Okay, where's client number 3, which goes by the name Jack of all trades. Now it's really easy to recognize this type of client because they always say the same phrase over and over again. They will claim that they have a professional camera but they forgot how to use it. They will claim that they have Photoshop and Lightroom and they could have done this all alone, but they don't have the time. They maybe even have some background in graphic design or illustration or even photography, and their purpose in life is to make you feel that you're an unworthy piece of and their main life purpose is to go from one photographer to another until they find the one that will fall into their trap, which is of course make you feel there is nothing special about you and your work and you're just another photographer. Like, what is so special about making great photos? You just take some photos, throw them into Lightroom, smash it all over some presets, and that's it, you're done. Now let's be clear, this type of clients don't know shit about photography or editing photos, and their only relationship to photography is having Instagram on their phone. Now from my experience, this type of client will never close because they just can't seem to see the true value that you provide for your price. And they will be always searching for the one photographer that costs exactly how much they think that the work costs. And the way I deal with this type of client is that I make sure I talk about money first, and in that way they either accept my offer or either decline it, and in that way nobody's wasting my time. We're moving to hell client number 4, the family guy, which is pretty similar to the previous one, but instead of telling you that he can do all the things that you can do, he has a brother, he has an uncle, maybe he has a neighbor that offered him the same results that you offer for a half of a price. Now I find this type of client the most annoying because they don't really understand or know what they're talking about, and they rather just say the words they have been told to say. And that's really annoying me, because if you don't know what you're talking about, you better shut up. I don't go to the doctor and try to convince him that he's taking too much money, right? No one does that. So I don't really understand this type of client, but when I meet them, I always tell them that if they 100% sure that they can get the same results that I provide in a half of a price, then they should take the deal. And if they're not, all is that left for them to do is to choose between taking the risk or hiring me. And we've got to the last line we need to be aware of, which goes by the name the conspiracy guy. The conspiracy client is the most easy to spot, because essentially what they do is that they will keep asking questions that start with the words what if. What if the photos won't come out as good as I want? What happens if I feel sick in the day of the photo shoot? What will happen if I won't like the way my face came out? What will happen if there will be a tsunami in the middle of the photo shoot? The point is that they will be anxiously asking questions about things that might go wrong and will never proceed to actually making the project happen. And the way I handle these type of clients is actually pretty simple. I just ask them if they trust me to make the work good. Do they really trust me with their money to make the job done right? And this question is bringing them to a junction where they need to decide whether they're proceeding with me into the project and we're starting to work, or they're leaving it all and we're just going to separate ways. And the thing with these type of clients is that if you're not bringing them to the point where they need to make a decision whether to hire you or not, they will just keep wasting your time and energy. And you don't want to be in this place of solving problems that are not existing, right? It just doesn't make sense. So that was the last one, guys. I bet some of you have stumbled on at least one type of clients we have talked about today. And I hope this video will help to some of you not to fall into those hell client traps that like just sucking the joy out of life, I guess. With that being said, if you're into learning more about the business of photography, consider subscribing to my channel, where I upload videos exactly about that. That's all for today, guys. Hit the like button for the algorithm, leave a comment if you want to, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.